Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you are new to cryptocurrency and you want to learn how to invest and trade in cryptocurrencies, please hit that subscribe button and hit that bell button. We'll start very soon. But this video is all about the news. What's happened this week? It has been a very bullish news. Not much bearish news in the world at the moment for cryptocurrencies, which is alarming. And I have a monkey on my back telling me there might be a manipulation spike coming down. There may be some sort of FUD happening. We've tried it with Tether. Nothing really happened. So let's get on to it. Let's talk about what's happening with Ethereum, Facebook, the Nasdaq, Iota, BMW, and also Brave. See you very soon. Right then, guys, let's talk about the news. If you look here on Crypto Panic, go to the hot news. Hot. It is quite hot. There's a lot of good stuff happening. A lot of good stuff. Now, I've picked up a few elements I want to talk about them because I like the news. I'm a fundamental kind of guy. But I want to go to the chart because this is happening today. We are mooning, baby. Into the moon. Off we go. Get your parachute ready. We're probably going to come down at some point soon. Just saying. So Litecoin is rallying up. I've mentioned Litecoin a lot in my videos about the halving, speculation. We've had a great correction with Litecoin. If I just go to the chart, as you can see here, we've hit the top and then we're coming back down, then we're going back up again. TA for you. That is literally it. Sorry to disappoint you. The Tether rally, in terms of what's happened with Tether, has not really announced anything bad. So throughout this video, if you stay for the duration, I'm going to go from back to front. I'm going to go from the start of the week to the front of the week, okay? Cool. So, technical analysis wise, we are very bullish. There's a lot of volume coming into the market right now as I'm speaking to you. You can see on the right hand side of that screen, EOS is doing very well. I mentioned EOS yesterday. Litecoin's doing well due to the halving. Bitcoin is also very bullish. Fundamentals are massive. If you go back in time, I spoke about potentially the Bitcoin bulls are kind of here and have arrived to the party. They've been here since December. Funny enough, like the end of December, it started to trend in a certain way with Bitcoin. The fundamentals changed in December, and I mentioned it. The mining activity changed. The transactions started to go up. The profits in mining started to happen as well, not too long after that. And then you've got the fundamentals of everything else. The crossovers on the daily. That's a big thing. Going over the moving average 200, for an example. Bollinger Bands crossover, all kinds of random little technical stuff from a long time ago. 15 months ago, it had never happened. So, are we out of the bear market? Top question. Let me know in the comments. Right. Anyways, talk about comments. Join the Telegram group. Say that you're from YouTube, okay? And I will give you some free stuff. Not merch, not anything like that. That is coming soon, by the way. But, you know, in terms of free cryptocurrency, you'll get some. So, let's go to the news. VeChain. So, spoke about VeChain recently. One of my favorite coins in terms of like real use case, business solutions, all kind of cool stuff against fraud, all kinds of stuff really. And why I say business solutions is because billions of dollars go out of the businesses in terms of revenue due to counterfeit goods. Okay, counterfeit goods are an issue. When you look at counterfeit goods and you figure out what's kind of gone wrong, you know it when you see it. When you go to Spain and you go to Turkey, you see these knockoff Nigel Ray-Ban sunglasses, and yeah, you got to think where they're coming from. But in cars, it's also very apparent. In the UK, it's not so much of an issue. MOTs kind of solve that issue, but some countries don't have MOTs or any kind of servicing requirements to be legal in their countries. So what tends to happen is people will run down the mileage, and this BMW product is going to help solve that problem. Even not cause that problem, solve the problem. So if you're going to buy a nice car, you will be trusted to know that it is not a crappy car. It is not a car that has been, the odometer has been run down, essentially. And onto cars again, we're going to talk about Jaguar. Jaguar, big massive automobile company throughout the world, in racing, in everything really. And they're also a part of the Land Rover group, Range Rover group, all that good stuff. Iota, yeah, have done a partnership with Jaguar where you can earn cryptocurrency while driving your car. Wow. In terms of mass adoption, it is on the trough there. It is really, like, that is the kind of like, Really? So that is really, really good in terms of long-term bullish behaviour, how I rate the industry to be gradually going into, cars is probably one of the greatest elements of blockchain technology in terms of, like I just mentioned before, legitimacy. It's good. Sourcing the parts, all that kind of cool stuff, knowing where things are, and most importantly, be rewarded for driving the car, which sounds a bit random, but they've obviously thought about it long and hard and developed this, and yeah, it's not going to be a coin, obviously, but it's going to be somewhere where you can be rewarded for using your car. Crazy. Nasdaq, let's talk about more serious stuff. XRP index is now been introduced to the Nasdaq. Nasdaq is a massive stock exchange, we all know it, basically the technology industry, and it's going to be under the name of Brave New Coin. Okay, random, I know. I'm going to talk about Brave in a second, but a different type of Brave, not the Disney movie. But we're going to talk about this because the Nasdaq didn't have the greatest liquidity index, didn't have the greatest proof of price on their system. Now they have. They've started to open their eyes up to trading the likes of XRP on the Nasdaq, which is pretty massive, really, when you think about the size of the Nasdaq. And the Nasdaq is a huge market, into the trillions, well beyond that. And it's quite a good step forward in terms of trading, the liquidity of the industry, and how it all kind of comes together with the likes of linking it to Wall Street, essentially. So it's quite scary to think where we are going. And if you're new in this space and you're thinking, well, cryptocurrency's been to 20k, I'm a bit on the fence. Well, in 5 years' time, you're probably going to kick the living crap out of yourself, and you're going to be like, oh my God, what did I do? Why did I not invest? I should have listened to me. That voice in your head, essentially. Me. Listen to me. So yeah, invest in cryptocurrency if you can afford to look into it. If you have a degree of mindset where you want to learn how to invest, where you want to risk a bit of money to grow your money, this is what this game is. It is risk and reward. It is about going out your comfort zone and wanting to do something different with your life other than working the 9 to 5 and being a slave forever, essentially. In terms of bad news, we had Tether FUD last week. I mentioned it. Basically, if you weren't aware, Bitfinex were allegedly claiming to make Tether tokens or mint them, essentially to pay off some debts that they had. Whether or not that's true, we're unforeseen yet. We don't know. But Tether confirms that 26% of its USDT is not backed by fiat. Okay, so that is in some way bad, some way good. It kind of confirms that there's a bit of transparency issues where are they backed? What are they backed by? Is it legitimate in terms of transparency and all that good stuff? It's got to have. You can't just buy. It's like going into a bank now. Whatever you put in there, it's not yours realistically. It's going somewhere else. It's someone else's money. You just got it attached to you. Like, it's scary when you think about how much national debt there is in the UK, for example, and we don't have any like for like. It's not like for like, is it, anywhere? Tether kind of confirms that with this article that, well, there's 26% of it is not backed by anything. It's like, well, where is it? So that's kind of the scary thought of it. So that is, you got to kind of look at that and think, well, do I trust it or not? You've got to kind of put yourself in the shoes of, well, if I've got a load of money, do I want to hold it in Tether? Yes or no? Look at it from that point of view. In terms of Brave, I mentioned Brave just recently as well. Brave is doing incredibly well. The rewards are out now, well, starting to roll out on their main platform. The browser that you see here right now is Brave, and it's brilliant. It's fast, it's working very well. If I just do this quickly, you can see I've saved an estimated of 33 minutes, and I've only been using the Brave developer version for about 3 weeks now. And I'm going to do an update. I did a video a few weeks ago showing my updates in terms of how much I made in 5 days with Brave browser. I want to do one over 30 days, how much I've actually made over a month in terms of my output, in terms of my computer, and how much I earn with the rewards. So it's doing very, very well. It's getting a lot of interested participants in it, also signing up to the rewards in terms of a creator. I'm a creator on Brave, so if you are on Brave, give me a tip if you so wish to. If you enjoy my content, it would be awesome. But ultimately, I like the process of it. I like how the browser works and how it stops me from seeing crappy adverts or stupid shit I don't want to see. So it does work very, very well. It's got a good token utility. This is more the boring news, I'm sorry. Washington State law recognizes blockchain records as a legally valid and enforceable document. Wahoo, what the hell? This is pretty cool. So, what this kind of states is that if you're doing something naughty, they can use the blockchain to kind of prove it. But it's obviously an electronic record that is, it's traceable forever. You can't amend it or delete it or whatever. You can't fiddle with it. So, that's a good step forward for the legal world, okay? Obviously, if you're sending money to someone and it's unlegitimate in terms of where you got it from, and there's always question marks whether the legitimacy of people's funds, it's really, really good for trust, transparency, and also gets rid of that stigma that criminals actually use this sort of stuff to do stuff. Obviously, we've got scammers out there, but ultimately, you're not going to see people using Bitcoin and putting it on Binance to get rid of their scamming money, are they? They're going to be like, give us the handcuffs, mate. Because they're going to get caught out very, very quickly. It's pointless. Ethereum, the new standard. Woohoo! Now, I spoke about this at the start of the video. Amazon are basically using Ethereum blockchain to do their bits and bobs, their hyperledger sort of stuff, their geeky stuff. Now, this is all a part of Amazon AWS, the AMB, all that kind of good stuff where they're using the blockchain to do their stuff, basically. The record keeping, the data, and because Amazon's freaking astronomical, it's huge. And yeah, using Ethereum, which is good for Ethereum because Ethereum, in my honest opinion, is struggling in terms of holding its coins. A lot of people are kind of getting a bit bearish on Ethereum. I rate Ethereum a lot. I think it's brilliant. I think it's the most tried and trusted. It's going to be the one that will probably grow anyways, due to the time and obviously prestige, but also the proof of stake. But having Amazon on their side is really good. They've also had Microsoft kind of echoing their voice of opinion recently, showing that they are willing to pay people in Ethereum to do development on it on their network as well. So in terms of Ethereum, it's quite good because these coins that are going over from Ethereum onto EOS are going from Ethereum onto Tron. I don't know why you do that, but you know what I mean. Like they are coming off their network, or they're going onto mainnet launches and stuff like that. ADA, for example. It's gonna always happen. So that is really, really good news. Obviously, we know how big the AWS system is and all that kind of good stuff with Amazon. As a side branch, it's massive, but ultimately going into the blockchain, it's huge. So Ethereum, could it become the standard? That's a good question as well. What that means is it going to become the main dominant currency? Will it become number one? Will it become the maker of the network, ecosystem essentially, which is what Bitcoin is at the moment? And lastly, let's talk about Facebook. Facebook is a social network that you probably never heard of and never ever use. I'm joking. You probably all heard of it and all use it. Now, the Wall Street Journal reports that Facebook is indeed building a cryptocurrency for payment networks. Now, there's rumours about this for a while about WhatsApp. WhatsApp is a Facebook company. They were going to use it because WhatsApp is encrypted and you can send payment solutions through that. Now, if you don't know anyways, Facebook, you can send payments via the messenger. I've used it quite a few times with certain people. It's really, really easy, really, really good. But cryptocurrency to stable coin with Facebook is probably the next step onto the ladder. It's really, really good, handy. And they can obviously use it with Instagram, WhatsApp, Facebook, which has a reported version of 2.5 billion people. Whether that is true or not, I don't know, because that is literally 1/3 of the world's population, which is crazy when you think of all those three together. And it probably is. It probably is true. So that's crazy. Now, there's been reported that, it has been reported even, that Facebook are looking to raise $1 billion for this. Wow. $1 billion for a stable currency to be used on Facebook seems incredibly large. I was going to say stupid, but it's very, very large. It is huge. So be careful of what you read into this. Look into it. And obviously, if this is going to go onto the market, it's going to get monumental hype from new people joining cryptocurrency. Now, what will you expect from that? 1, how do I buy Bitcoin? 2, how do I buy Bitcoin? That's going to happen all the time from everyone. And what they're going to do, they're going to go straight to Coinbase, they're going to go straight to Kraken, they're going to go straight to freaking Uphold, wherever, to buy Bitcoin, to then buy this coin, which could potentially be a stable coin, just to use it. This is what will happen. They will just want to buy it to use it because that's the sort of thing that millennials do when they're a bit stupid. Now, when you look at this and you think, well, why would they do that? It's because it's going to go out to millions of people. It's going to introduce everyone to the world of cryptocurrency. People will just Google crypto and they'll find Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, EOS, fucking XRP, whatever they want, and they'll start going, I want to buy that. But if this comes out at a time where Bitcoin or XRP, whatever, is rallying high, they will just buy whatever the hell they see, because that is how the market works, guys. And it's all kind of poised for this chart here. I go back to Bitcoin, which is doing very well right now, as you can see, all-time high for 2019. Woohoo! It's kind of scary because if people start buying on these peaks, this is where people get burnt. Now, this could be in 6 months' time a 10k coin again. Could be, could not be as well. It may not be. Could not be. Come on. We could basically reject off this region, which would, you know, could happen. But also we could do this. We can go. Boom. Really good TA. It all depends on the market. All depends on everything. We know that. It's just obvious. Now, you cannot trade Bitcoin solely on technical analysis. That's my personal opinion. And I'm pretty much right every time. If something bad happens in the news, the price reacts. It's human psychology. Oh, no, I don't like it. Sell. It's going to be bullish to do well, and it has been bullish for a while now. And the one thing that I do not like at the moment is this big price divide. There's a huge gap in price between Bitfinex and Bitcoin due to Tether and US dollar. So just be mindful of what you're looking at in terms of charts, and just see if there's going to be any sort of pull between. It's going to be an elastic band effect at some point. They've got to come closer at some point. It's a massive gap. There's usually a $100 difference, but not nearly $300. It's huge. So there we go. I will probably be doing a video tomorrow. Feel free to join me. I will probably do something stupid. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But yeah, if you like my content, subscribe, hit the thumbs up if you like it, and obviously put a comment, show your appreciation, because about 100 people have done it recently. Comments of appreciation. So I do love you all. Join the Telegram group, say hello, and I will give you some free stuff as well. So ciao ciao. Have a good weekend.